life.
I don't know why, but I'm really excited for today's.
Okay. Usually you are not. Not if I give you a plot like that.
Well, it could be interesting. Well, it's also one of the rare times you actually give me a plot. Most of the time I go into these blind, so I don't know whether to be excited or terrified, or both.
Maybe
Both
this...
usually being the right answer.
Yeah, but you did enjoy last time.
I did.
Both of you.
Yes.
So I don't see why you would be afraid of this one.
It's more the thing that's gonna happen. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? Or how is she gonna do this? I have to ask her.
That is fair.
Yeah. And according to this thingy here, we are live.
Yeah, I'm just going to check something. But this is gonna work. Yep, that works. So now I'm gonna tweet. I have the right URL this time. Because last time, for some reason, it's... Oh, wait, you've done it already. I'm retweeting yours.
I haven't done anything.
No, not you, Chris.
Ah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's really. Don't be sorry.
No, right on the ball. Brilliant.
I'm really not too fond of my head of nursing right now. Anyhow. Love, it's your time for a recap.
Wait, we're taking turns?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, last time, which was Sunday, so 2 days ago, we were having our first training lesson from Lupina. Rose went off and did tracking and learning how to howl, while Midnight nearly got torn to death by one-footed white raptors.
They were not one-footed.
Sorry, I forgot invisible. I forgot invisible too.
And they were not white.
That's why I said invisible. So she survived, and although Lupina did say that she was still performing at a pup level, she was impressed that she survived, which makes me think that, wait, if Lupina had dragged Midnight's body back to the other world, would Midnight have healed?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. But yeah, she managed to survive, and they've gone back with a bit of a concussed Rose, Alina, because, yeah, she kind of ran 100 miles per hour into a tree, thinking that she can run through it. And now they've arrived home, but all the rest of the pups are each very annoyed and doing specific things. I've forgotten what they were doing.
Elysium's counterpart, Ramo Sky, was reading a book on the ins and outs of the laws of the realm of the dead.
Yes.
Silver Star was juggling gemstones, making them appear and disappear in midair. Ivory Twist is stuck between Mist is stuck between a pony and a wolf.
I thought it was a
I
slug.
thought it was a snail.
Snail, yeah. A snail and a wolf. And Pixie Cotton is polishing her black armor. Her spiked black armor.
Oh boy.
Yep. I think that's up to where we are.
But we will have a little bit of a time skip here. We will not exactly start there. A few days have passed since then. Rosalia has recovered.
Yay!
She, however, now has a little bit of a horn on her head from where she hits a tree.
Yeah. Oh, and she's got herbs on top of it, like bandage on top of it with green sticking out of it because it's herbs that Midnight's put on her head.
And the entire family is in the living room watching TV.
What?
Television.
Yeah, but it was just like I surprised that they're actually watching TV. Sorry.
No problem. You don't need to be sorry, Chris. Really. So they're watching TV. And they are watching a documentary about the zebra lands. Ramos Sky is sitting there in front of the couch taking notes. While Silver Star is snoring with her head resting on Midnight's flank. Ivory Mist has by now managed to get back to his wolf form. He's watching the program but is bored to death. And his head is also resting on your flank. While Pixie Cotton is laying down on the backrest of the sofa. And is, instead of watching the program, playing with a pair of dolls that she has conjured up. While Rosalia has herself snuggled up against Midnight and is watching the program attentively. And Script is also snuggled up to you from the other side, watching over your head.
Family photo.
Actually does sound like an awesome family photo.
And the narrator of the program is currently explaining how over centuries of being nomadic, the zebras eventually settled down and built cities in the savanna of their homeland.
Midnight is slightly grimacing a bit, remembering back to the time she ate zebra. Not very proud.
Anything from Rosalia?
Does she notice that her mom is a little bit uncomfortable? No.
Well, actually, I was about to say she doesn't know about Midnight eating zebra, but go on.
Yeah, she noticed that you become a little bit uncomfortable.
Does she?
It is your decision.
That's why I'm asking.
It is your decision if you notice or not.
Well, she is snuggled up right next to her, and most kids does notice when their parents are changing their secureness, you can say. So yeah, What will she do? Rosalia nuzzles her mother and just looks up at her like, "It's okay. You're safe."
Midnight slightly chuckles at her daughter's attempt, even though she knows nothing, and just ruffles her mane, giving her a lick on the cheek.
As the camera view on the screen is about to change, you hear, well, the picture becomes turns to static.
Midnight frowns and looks at script.
Rosalia turns her head and just like, huh?
And you start hearing an alarm.
Rosalia jumps up and just like, what's happening?
Just for better understanding, I will post the alarms that I have in my head in the chat.
Okay.
So you hear that looping.
Okay. Midnight's ears go back. What? That's nothing to do with zebras.
And through the static and white noise, by the way, all the pups are now attentive, looking at the screen, a little bit confused, exchanging looks between each other. And through the static, you seem to hear a voice, but it's not clear enough for you to understand.
Rosalia kinda, she doesn't growl, but she likes the, the middle between barking and growling, that type.
Whimpering?
No, it's like trying to growl.
Yeah.
Type.
Understood.
Yeah, at the TV.
Midnight looks at script. Han?
Yes?
Maybe, can you make that clearer?
I can try. And he disentangles himself from you and moves over to the TV, starting to bang on it.
Midnight face pause. Not what I meant!
But it actually seems to work. The screen is becoming clearer by the second. The white noise disappearing.
Midnight frowns, surprised. Wait, what?
It's good old physical maintenance, he says, smiling at you.
Stallions. Why do we need them again?
He has heard that and will remember it. However, the scene that you see on the screen now is actually, you see script on the screen.
Midnight jumps up and walks over to the screen. How is this possible?
And in the background, you see a starship's bridge that is bathed in red light. There are some bodies laying around that are not moving.
Rosalia runs over to her father and hides in underneath him.
To which he reaches down and pets you. Also covering your eyes while he does that.
Midnight also conjures stuff magic in front of the other pup's eyes so they can't see. And no matter where they move, it moves with them so they can't see what's going on.
Childproof.
So yeah. And after a moment of the other script in the TV looking at you, you recognize the slightly ragged look and the scar over one eye. You two have met before.
Wait. Whoa. Midnight looks at the script. That's the script from that universe. The one where I made the giant pizza.
I think you might be right there, love. But... and then the script directly looks at you. And without any kind of explanation, just says, just stop talking. I need your help.
Okay. What's going on?
You released the fifths.
Midnight's ears droop back and her tail goes between her legs. So that wasn't my imagination.
No, it wasn't. And now, we are in even deeper trouble than before.
So, you want me to come over?
We need your help. All of your help. I need your help to fix this, or my world will no longer exist in a few days.
Midnight simply nods and says, Shall I bring the other of my siblings?
Script just kind of looks at you, moves in front of the TV, and then kind of hits the mute button. Are you seriously considering going over there?
It's my fault this has happened. I'm not having the death of an entire universe on my conscience.
He sighs, then rubs the bridge of his nose. Understood. And then he hits the mute button again, so it unmutes and moves away.
Well, shall I bring them over?
We need all the help that we can get.
Understood. I'm sure my script here can figure out a way for me to get over, I'm guessing?
Visual kinda noticed some claws kinda tapping him.
Looks down at Rosalia.
Papa? Mama? Who are you talking with? What's happening? I can't see. My left paw is tingling.
Your mama and papa did a little boo-boo a while back, and it looks like we're being asked to fix it.
Okay. Do you need help?
No.
Okay.
Midnight goes over and nuzzles Rosalia. Look, hon. We'll be going, and we'll be bringing your aunts and uncles with us. We need you to stay here and look after your siblings. Look after each other. Midnight nods and looks around the others.
We can't see.
I'm gesturing them over, taking the magic away from their eyes, but they still can't see what's behind me. Basically, they still can't see, but they can see me.
You make it so that they can only see and hear you.
Yes. We need you to look after each other. Stay here, stay safe, and obey Angel.
No.
At the sound of his name, Angel Bunny comes running and salutes.
Understood?
Yes, Mama.
And for some inexplicable reason, he immediately puts on plate armor.
Midnight rolls her eyes and turns back to script. There's a way for us to get there, right? Because last time we fell through a giant portal.
Should be easier than last time, I think. And less destructive to the environment.
Good.
Which I think Angel here would very much appreciate. And Angel is kind of on his boss's head, pulling at one ear.
Midnight chuckles and then turns back towards the script in the TV. You just concentrate on getting your people away from that whatever's attacking you right now. We'll be there as soon as we can.
You better be. I'm bringing my ship to safety right now. But I don't know if we can actually hide.
Understood. Midnight turns off the TV.
Just as the war script was about to say something.
Oh, sorry.
Whoops.
And the connection is lost.
You could have warned me! I felt like that was the end of the conversation.
You were like, yeah, we're coming, and then at midnight turns the TV off. How was I supposed to react?
Sorry. Anyway.
Anyhow. Script places 3 gemstones in front of him. On the ground. Opening 3 portals. Out step Elysium. Lupina. And Morphus.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of them looking rather annoyed and, how to put this? Alert.
Midnight looks at them all. So, remember that time we were all thrust into another dimension where it was all space things and Lupina was Empress and I had to pretend to be Lily and we might have accidentally released the 5th who took over Lupina's body?
Morphus looks at you, smirks, and is like, yeah, totally. How could I forget that?
Yeah, well, we're going back. Turns out we did release the 5th. Our fault. They've called for help. We're going.
And his smile immediately falters.
Oh.
And then he breaks out laughing, falling over backwards, and is like, good one, Midnight. I actually thought for a moment there you told us to go fight the 5th once more.
Midnight just looks at him with a deadpan expression.
Elysium bends down to you so that only you can hear what she's about to say. You aren't telling us to go fight their 5ths, are you?
Midnight sighs and says, yes, I am.
And you hear the clanking of metal from Lupina's direction. The clanging of metal.
Midnight looks over.
And you see how Lupina is just fastening the last straps of her armor in place.
You're agreeing to this awfully quickly.
It is not every day that I get the opportunity to fight someone who might be on my level.
Midnight raises an eyebrow. Okay, I'll take that. looks back to Morphus and Lithium.
You're not giving us the toys there, are you?
Nope. Our fault. Our responsibility. We're fixing it.
I hate being an adult sometimes, you know that?
Midnight chuckles and says under her breath, well, you act like a child most of the time.
Which gets a chuckle out of the other three. Only Morphus doesn't seem to get the joke.
Alrighty then. So, first things first. Pops?
And they all assemble in front of you.
What I said a few minutes ago still stands. You stay here, and you look after each other. Okay?
Rosalia looks a little scared still, but she puffs her chest out and puts one of her paw above her eye, just like she did with Lupina when she Roger that.
Midnight quickly licks them all on the cheek.
Yeah.
Morphus's counterpart, Ivory Mist, he immediately wipes it off, as does Pixie Cotton. And they're like, ew!
Midnight rolls her eyes and shoos them over to Angel. And then a thought occurs to her. Hold on. Should I have armor?
Lupina
I can borrow Lily's, could I?
Lupina looks at you. I think that might be a little bit impossible, because she's wearing hers where she is now.
That's fair. Ugh, I'm gonna be mistaken for Lily again.
What should I say? I'll be mistaken for the Empress of a... You know what? Let's go.
Midnight bursts out laughing, shaking her head. Oh, of course you'd love this. Okay.
And Script places another gem on the floor with one of its points pointing at the TV, which kind of falls apart into pieces, and opening a portal. This should bring us to the dimension this other me was talking from.
We're gonna have to think up 2 names for you two.
Anyhow, I have no idea where it will actually bring us in that world.
Couldn't you have just, I don't know, tagged onto his dimension? His personal gems collection?
He is on a spaceship traveling at light speed. Do you know how hard it is to land on a moving target?
Aww. Don't expect me to not expect miracles.
And he face offs.
Alright, let's go then. And she pushes Script through the portal.
Ah!
Before walking ahead.
And
Bye.
Elysium and Morphus kind of make as if they want to sneak away, but Lupina bars their way and pushes them through. So,
I'm guessing
Rosalia.
the portal goes behind them.
Yes.
Oh boy.
As soon as the portal closes, Ramo Sky just looks at you Looks at the others. Looks at the others. I'm not staying here. And teleports away.
Rosalia kind of yells, not too loud, but yells out like, Ramo Sky, get back here! At least tell us where you're going!
Silver Star looks at you and just shrugs. I don't know where he's going, but I've heard that the guards are having a poker night tonight. And disappears.
When did she learn poker? What is poker?
She doesn't even know what poker is.
Yeah.
Ivory Mist just suddenly turns into something really, really small and runs away.
Chases after it.
He turns into a spider and runs up the wall.
Jumps after. Tries to jump after.
And he starts taunting you from the ceiling. Na 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 na.
Slightly annoyed, Rosalia looks up and just like... Bleh.
And there is no sign of Pixie Cotton.
Pony feathers.
Yeah,
Angel
hangs tied up and gagged from the ceiling.
Oh boy.
And he looks very annoyed.
Runs over to Angel and tries to get him down.
You manage to get him down.
Oh, thank God.
He immediately removes the gag from his mouth, coughing a few times, before looking at the spider on the ceiling very angrily.
Okay, you go for the spider, I go for Silver Star at the guards placey stuffy.
He just nods at you, pulls back the sleeves of his tuxedo, and starts running at the wall, and actually gets so much speed that he runs up the wall.
Cool.
I
didn't know bunnies could do that. Yeah.
While he, from out of nowhere, suddenly has a sheet of paper and a glass in his hands, in his paws. And before Ivory Mist can react, Angel has put the glass over the spider and put the sheet of paper under the glass, so that Ivory Mist is now trapped in the glass. And as Angel comes back down, he looks at the glass and grins evilly.
Angel.
He looks up at you innocently.
Don't. I may not be as powerful as Mama and Papa, but I will tell.
And his ears droop and he looks at you with puppy dog eyes.
Nope, not looking at you. Nope. And she kind of turns around and closes her eyes and just like, nope.
And then he looks very annoyed, makes a fine gesture and places a glass on the table, and then puts a weight on top of the glass.
You should probably put some duct tape on it, too, for safety.
He gets out a tube of Wonder Glue and just empties it over the glass.
He needs air!
he gets out a drill and drills little holes in the glass.
Thank you.
He bows to you.
So, will you go for Roamer or Pixie?
He taps his foot on the ground, tapping his chin, as if he's sinking. And then he holds up, then he taps his chest 5 times.
Roamer?
He shakes his head.
Oh, Pixie. Good luck.
He nods. And out of nowhere, you have no idea where he actually pulled them from. He has 2 hunting dogs on a leash.
Does Papa know you have them?
He puts a paw in front of his mouth and makes like shh.
Okay. But take good care of them. It's kind of weird.
He nods, and the dogs kind of pull him along as they follow Pixie's trail.
Okay. Does Rosalia have any information about where the guards usually have like the break room or anything?
They are located on one of the middle floors. That much you know. In the security wing. Okay.
Rosalia runs over to the security stuffies, wings, rooms. And she kind of knocks on the first door. Hello? Sorry, I'm looking for my sister. Silver Star.
And from the other side, you hear the rustling of paper and a very annoyed voice. Occupied!
Oh, sorry, it's a toilet. Sorry. And she walks over to another door that's not the toilet.
You get no answer from that door, and it is locked.
Tries put my ear into it and listens.
There's no sound.
Not even breathing?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Places myself in the middle of the hallway and yells in a normal voice. Excuse me, can I get some help finding my lost sister?
And 2 guards who are holding their hoofs to their ears come out of one of the doors on the other side of the corridor.
Yay, it works.
They look very, very sleepy and very, very hungover. And the first one tells you, "Oh, goddamn kid! Do you have to scream like that?"
I'm sorry, but I really need help.
And the second just, yes, and tells you, "Okay, that's what we're being paid for, so what do you need help with?"
Finding Silver Star. She said she was joining something called a poker game with some guys of you guards. Do you maybe know where that is?
The 2 of them look at each other, then look at you. Are you kidding me?
No.
Then he points at a poster that is hanging slightly above your height.
Oh.
That has the words, "Big poker game tonight. Join us in the break room," on it.
Oops. Sorry. Thank you. Do you know where the break room is? I don't know where it is.
11th door on the right, 3rd corridor to the north, and 4 floors up.
Okay, thank you very much. So sorry for waking you up. Have a good night's sleep.
And the two of them move back into the barracks and slam the door behind them.
She turns around on her little paw and runs the directions.
Okay.
Because you can't remember them now.
Hmm?
I've already forgotten them, so I doubt Chris is able to remember. I do this. I go down 13th door, 4th
11th
corridor.
door to the right, 4th corridor to the north, 4 floors up.
Yeah, Rosalia has better memory than me. I do not remember that, but she does.
That's fair.
However, while you are chasing after Silver Star, our group of 5 emerges into a snowstorm. With Script having landed face first in the snow.
Midnight blinks, holding a paw up over her eyes. Ah, damn it. An ice planet? Really?
And you hear the chattering of teeth behind you.
Midnight turns around.
Morphus and Elysium are both shaking with the cold, while Lupina is just rolling her eyes.
Midnight then blinks. Oh yeah. We have fur, you do not. Morphus, just change into something furry.
And he turns into a mammoth. Into a woolly mammoth. Well, that's better.
That works way better. Midnight then realizes, oh wait, looks to Script. I don't think that vest is going to be enough for you, is it?
You get no answer.
Huh?
Like his legs are sticking out of the snow and you get no answer.
Oh, he's that deep in the snow. Midnight grabs him and pulls him up. You alright, Han?
He's like frozen in the position you threw him through.
Midnight looks at the others. Help!
And Morphus comes over and his huge, woolly, furry belly extends over you and Script.
Midnight also pulls Elysium in. Because she's freezing too.
Elysium immediately looks a little bit disgusted, but accepts the warmth.
Midnight pokes Script softly. Please don't tell me I killed you already.
You hear a sound as if you're like hitting glass. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay then. Midnight jumps, sort of wraps her own paws around him. Warm up, or I'm gonna, I don't know, take this war-torn Script instead of you.
He does melt and then just glares at you. You wouldn't.
Midnight quickly kisses him. No, I wouldn't.
He kisses you back and still glares at you.
Alright. Now, I probably should have asked where we're going to meet him and how we're going to contact him.
The contact thing is actually not that big of a problem.
Oh? Why?
Morphus says. And then he points, but you can't see because you're still in his fur.
Oh, Midnight pokes her head out of the fur and looks where he's pointing.
In the distance, through the snow, you see blinking lights. They are green and red.
I guess that's where we should go.
And so Morpheus starts to trudge through the snow.
Midnight follows. Midnight sort of lets the other two have the warmth and walks with Lupina. Because, you know, let them. They really need it.
You know, this does remind me of the last Ice Age, you know?
Oh? There was an Ice Age?
Yeah, there was.
Well, for all we know, this could be a different planet.
It was when Morpheus decided to invent the most powerful fridge ever and then forget to close the door.
Where is that fridge now?
Ever heard of Antarctica?
Yes.
Then there's your answer.
So he's never closed the door?
No.
Have you?
Why should I?
I don't know. At least it's not hurting anyone.
Not anymore, at the very least.
So, what's the real reason you're coming?
This world's Lupina has been possessed by the Fifths, from what you have told me.
Yeah, she was trying to take his ability so that she could give it, so that she could open a portal back to our dimension. But before we left, I don't know, something was wrong about her. I sensed something wasn't quite right. And yeah.
She might not be exactly me, but I do see it as a personal insult that the Fifths would try to use me as a vessel.
Agreed, it is a bit... what's the word?
Demeaning.
Well, I was going to say cheating.
Maybe that too. But I see it as a demeaning gesture. He uses her like a bicycle, like a vehicle.
Noted. I will never do that in the future.
You better not.
Though knowing I can is an interesting thought.
She looks at you and just bares one of her fangs.
Midnight rolls her eyes. Calm down. It's just an interesting concept. I've barely used his abilities. Or my new abilities.
Which might be a good thing.
Perhaps. Though, technically I can shapeshift, can't I?
Yes.
So I could turn into what my pony self might have been?
You certainly could.
Noted. Anyway. Wait, why is Morpheus' abilities working okay here? Last time I tried to make a force field, I made a giant pizza.
He uses his magic on himself. He doesn't change the environment.
Okay.
He doesn't try to create or change anything.
Interesting. The rules around this magic and abilities is very unusual.
It very much is. I, for one, will not use most of my abilities here. Not until my dear brother from this dimension has provided us with harmonizers.
What?
Harmonizers.
He can do that?
Yes.
But why does he have to do it and not... Why can our scope do it?
As I just explained, he would try to create something.
Gotcha.
Also, it is a much easier process for the script of the world that we are entering.
Alrighty.
Hmm?
Alrighty.
And you keep trudging through the snow in the wake of the big woolly mammoth that is Morphus. Who's kind of cutting a path through the snow. And then you, on the wind, you hear a melody coming from the mammoth. And you hear...
Midnight rolls her eyes. Is he just singing Drunken Sailor?
I think so.
Weird. Midnight then decides to take a better look at look around and says, "Hey Morphus, heads up, I'm jumping on your back." And she jumps up on top of the big woolly mammoth.
And Morphus just chuckles and keeps singing.
Midnight looks around and at the lights.
The lights have come quite a bit closer, and through the snow you can now make out towers.
I think that might be towers. She yells down to Lupina. There are towers over there. Do you think it's a town?
More like an outpost.
Now I'm really wishing I just asked, oh yeah, how do we find you?
And as you get even closer, you see a flag waving in the wind.
Midnight takes us, squints at it, trying to make it out.
The flag is completely black and has a silver-rimmed shield on it that shows Lupina's snout biting down on a planet with the words Lupus Regnum Aeternum written around it.
Midnight jumps off the back. Okay, that's one of Lupina's outposts. That might not be a good thing.
Lupina just moves past you, putting a paw on your chest, and says something like, "Step aside."
Okay.
And she walks towards the outpost as you are waiting with Morphus and the others. Script pokes his head out, looks at you, and just looks a bit confused. What's going on?
It's a Lupin outpost. So Lupin is walking forward. I feel like yelling "Don't go any further," but I don't know. So maybe stay under there for a bit.
A moment later, you hear like a script pulls back under Morphus. And a moment later, you hear growling, barking noises from the distance. And then a bloodied, mangled wolf in black uniform lands right in front of you.
Midnight takes a step back, a bit surprised, but then looks ahead to see Lupina, hopefully.
You see only the outline of several wolves. One of them taller than the others.
Okay.
Morphus just looks down at the dead wolf, shrugs, and starts moving forward again.
Midnight walks with him, but only keeping a very sharp eye, ears up, looking to see for anything going on. Because if Lupina hasn't come back, it's likely Lupina has killed this wolf, so Lupina is probably in control now, hopefully.
And as you come closer, you see 10 Lupinea Carnae standing at attention in front of Lupina, who is towering over them. There's a puddle of blood in the snow. And Lupina looks down upon them and just says, "How dare you attack your Empress? See what happens if you do not check if those who approach are friend or foe. Now back to your stations!" And they scamper off.
Midnight chuckles as she steps beside Lupina. Stepping into your role very nicely, I see. She mumbles only so that Lupina can hear.
And she leans a little bit over to you so that only you can hear. I have dealt with situations like that in the past. Don't worry.
So what now? I need to figure out a way to contact you know how. And keep the other two safe.
I don't think that will be a big problem. And she points at a huge radar dish that is sitting on one of the buildings.
Midnight smirks. Planning on sending out a signal, right?
This is a listening outpost. They should have enough communications equipment to, well, broadcast Morphus' singing to the entire universe. Which might be a good idea. They might surrender.
Midnight chuckles. Might work, but might bring a bit too much attention to us.
I don't know how long they will not question me, but I expect it to be at least a few days.
Midnight nods. Okay then.
And Lupina leads the way towards a cylindrical building.
Midnight follows.
I managed to get this from the guard I killed. And she pulls out a little device thingy that looks like a computer that goes onto your wrist. I don't completely understand this technology, but it has a map on it. And she shows you the map of the compound.
Nice. So, how are we going to contact them? We can send out a broadcasting signal, but something that obviously won't be picked up.
Elysium pokes her head out from under Morphus, looks around a little bit nervously, and then says, well, the easiest thing would be to just kill all of them.
Midnight rolls her eyes. Yes, that would be the easiest thing. And then show that we are here. We don't want the Fifth to know we are here until, well, until we can, you know.
This is a listening outpost, Midnight. Spy stuff. They don't report in daily. Very likely they have reported in recently and will not be expected to do so again for at least a week or so.
And how long do you think we'll be here?
I actually don't know. But do you really want to be slaughtered in your sleep?
Point. Midnight looks at Lupina. What do you think?
She just looks at you with a deadpan expression.
Look, we've got a few days at the least, anyway. Besides, Lupina could kill everyone here if we really needed to in an instant.
Not quite an instant, but yes, I would be able to.
So the question becomes again, what do we send out that everyone else would think is just gobbledygook, and Horseboy would be able to figure out is from us?
Script pokes his head out, looking at you. Well, if you wanted to be gobbledygook, and he writes something down in a language that you do not understand.
Midnight frowns. What is that?
Gobbledygook.
And your other self will write. Okay, I'm just gonna call him Scar. You think Scar will understand this?
Since I, at least as far as I know, am the only living pony that can actually speak this language, yes.
Okay then. How do we send this out?
Lupina just flicks one ear towards the communication center.
Midnight sort of pipes. Not what I meant, but fine. Wait, do they think I'm Lily?
Lupina nods.
You'd think that you'd think that the last one would send out that she died.
Why would she?
Well, how would she explain her daughter disappearing? Actually, it would be the Fifth. Why would how could he explain his daughter just disappearing?
Midnight. You must understand one fundamental thing about these wolves. My Lupina Arcanae may be very, very loyal. But I'm starting to think that these guys could give them a run for their money.
So?
Blind obedience.
So they don't ask questions.
They don't seem to, no.
I have a feeling that'll be their downfall. Alright. Then...
They might in a few days. But right now, I told them to leave this part of the compound completely alone.
Great.
And to deactivate any surveillance equipment. Because I wished to travel incognito.
Actually, I could see Empress Lupina doing that.
She smirks at you.
You just like being called an empress, don't you?
I do not know what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Careful, it'll go all to your head.
Suddenly a second Lupina is standing next to Lupina, unscrewing her head and holding it out to you, saying in Morphos's voice, I do not know what you mean, Midnight.
Morphos?
Yes?
Enough of that. Actually... Your shape-shifting abilities will be so helpful.
Oh boy. And he turns himself into a Yeti.
Not what I meant. So, shall we just walk into the communication center and say we need to, and ask to transmit something?
A bibbering Elysium, because Morphos is obviously not warming her anymore, says, that might be the best.
Midnight looks at Morphos. Please warm those two.
And he turns into a salamander, and his burning skin is melting the snow around all of you.
That's going to be even harder to explain.
He just shrugs. Then sneezes and leaves a scorch mark on one of the buildings.
Anyway, clearly you three cannot go anywhere near. It can't just waltz in. So I guess it's up to us two. Looks
all right, then.
Midnight quickly gives Script a kiss.
And he kisses you back after getting into a comfortable distance to Morphos so that the burning body of his brother will not scorch him.
See you in a bit. And Midnight.
Be careful.
Always. And Midnight walks out with Lupina.
And
Note
you go
in tow. Note in her paw.
Yeah. And you go to the communications center. Which is completely empty.
Midnight slightly frowns. Huh?
I told them to go away.
Oh, yeah. I thought you just meant that section, but okay, let's go. Walks in.
And there are 3 rows of 6 terminals each.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a ticker by the toe. If it screams, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Chooses the 3rd.
In which row?
2nd.
3rd in the 2nd row. You go up to it, and you try to log in to send something, and are greeted with the email correspondence between High Command and this outpost.
Huh? I don't understand.
What do you not understand?
What am I... I've got an email between there and High Command?
You open the terminal up.
Yeah.
And what you find is the email correspondence between High Command and this outpost.
Oh, okay. Can't help but take a look.
There are 4 emails.
Looks...
One labeled... One dated for today. Reading... unusual readings detected. Further analysis needed. One dated 2 weeks ago. Rebel fleet detected in Omega Sector. One from 4 weeks with the subject no further developments. And one from 6 weeks ago that reads, which subject reads, supply request.
Midnight takes a look at the most recent one.
And you read the text. Sir, I hate to inform you that we have discovered unusual readings in the Gamma Centauri cluster. We have not been able to determine what those readings are or their origin. However, from the wavelength that they emitted, we can tell that it seems to be magic from another dimension. Further investigation from High Command is required.
Midnight grimaces. Oops, looks like they did see us.
Looking at anything else?
I was expecting something from Lupina there, but okay. Go for the one about rebels in a certain direction.
We have discovered a small rebel fleet in Sector A in the Delta cluster. It consists of 5 cargo ships, 1 destroyer, and 1 carrier. Since it is on its way to one vital outpost in the area, we assume that this convoy might be loaded with explosives.
Interesting. Okay, looks at Lupina. So that cluster that they saw, they read it for the readings, is that likely the place that Scarboy was sending us the message from?
She looks over your shoulder and then at a clock that is hanging on the wall, kind of comparing the time of the email and the current time. It might be. But it could very well also be that this is the cluster and they detected the portal that we used to get through.
Okay. As for where the rebels were, they are doing explosives. Most of the other stuff is pretty drab.
Lupina.
What was the third? Go for it.
Lupina goes ahead and reaches over your shoulder to the keyboard, to the arrow keys. Moves the selection to supply request and presses enter.
Why do you want to look at the supply requests?
You never know if there's something we might need.
Fair enough. Takes a look.
And you see a list that lists that this outpost has been stocked up with 25 standard issue Lupin Arcane combat armors, including the standard issue rifles. Due to special request, 2 armor sets have been delivered that are officer standard. And you see that 3 sets of additional paw claws have been delivered.
Paw claws?
Like wolf shoes that have like metal claws on them.
Oh, okay.
As well as several crates of food, drink, and the last item seems to be a crate of adult movies.
Midnight slightly smirks at that last one. Oh, these guys must be so bored.
I think you would be surprised. And Lupina points at a staff list that's hanging on the wall, which is supposed to list all the wolves stationed on this outpost, and all the names are male.
Yep, totally lonely and bored. We're probably the first females they've seen in years. Or at least months.
Lupina chuckles and then just says, "Then I suggest you watch your tail."
Midnight blushes and goes, "Stop that. Watch your own tail. You're the one who hasn't got any in a while, isn't that right?"
Lupina kind of taps her chin and then consults the map again. Looks at you, then consults the map again.
No.
She chuckles.
We do not need them discovering anything.
So, what now?
Guess we try and send this gibberish out.
Which terminal do you want?
Wait, I have to switch terminals?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. 3A?
So, 3rd row, 1st terminal.
Yes.
You find that this terminal holds reports about hiring staff, releasing staff, the transfer of equipment, all that stuff. Dating back for years.
Ignores it and moves on. Just tell me which terminal to go to.
Where would be the fun in that? I know which ones it is. Row 1, 1st terminal?
Why not?
Okay, you got it.
Yeah!
As you move the mouse, it basically reads Lupine Empire Communications System. Choose command.
I really wish I knew how to work this. Transmit?
Syntax error.
What?
You type in transmit and the console gives you the answer syntax error.
What does syntax error mean?
That you entered a command that it is not familiar with.
Midnight looks at Lupina. Okay, remember? That's smart with Wolf.
She just shoves you aside. Sitting down in front of the terminal, and she starts typing.
Midnight sort of stands beside her. Hey, in my defense, I've grown up with, pony technology. Script's been introducing me to the new technology.
Pony technology compared to ours is very primitive. And she keeps typing, and you see how the screens on the display keep changing.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, maybe I should spend some time in your country and, get used to that technology.
Okay, and as Lupina is working her way through the systems, trying to access the radio dish, we go back to Rosalia, who has by now reached the break room of the guards.
I'll be right back. You keep playing.
Okay. Chris?
Yes, okay. Is she at the door?
You're at the door.
She listens first to check if she can hear her sister.
You can hear Silver Star in there, but also the laughter of a lot of guards and music.
Knocks on the door and goes in.
Not even waiting for someone to say, come in. Okay. Nope. So you see that there are a bunch of guards at one table playing some kind of card games that you do not recognize. Poker. While at another table, Silver Star seems to dance on the table while holding up a keg with a mug with a substance that has a lot of foam on top of it and smells nasty.
Ew. Her wrinkles her nose. Walks over to. Does he see any of the looks like more important guards?
No.
Okay. Then she walks over to her sister and says, Silver Star, what are you doing? I am very sure that we are not supposed to do what you're doing right now. And what are you drinking? It smells like horrible.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just having fun. Here, have some too. And she offers you the mug.
Takes it, but put it down on the ground instead. Come, sister. You know what? You're having a lot of fun here. Let's go and have a lot of fun looking at Ivory Mist, because he turned into a spider and Angel trapped him. You want to go and watch?
She kind of looks at you with an expression that says, "Are you for real?"
Yeah, it looks at her sister like, yeah, I'm telling the truth. You know that. Let's go.
And she tries to take a step off the table, but face plants into the floor as she trips over her own paws.
Tries to lift her up and have her on my back. As far as I know, she is smaller than me, so I should be able to carry her.
She's smaller than you by quite a bit, yes.
Yeah, so takes her on my back and... Guys, you guys are guards. Please don't give my little sister whatever that drink was. I don't think it's good for her.
And you hear Silver Star from your back. I'm feeling funny.
That's okay. Do you want me to get you back to bed?
She already is snoring on your back.
I will take that as a yes. And when she's at the door, she turns around, looks at the guard who has not answered her, and she says, "Guys, I know you are on a break, but please don't let this happen again. I will not tell Papa, but I will next time. You're warned." And then she sticks up one of her paws like, "I'm watching you." Not in a very... She's not looking very scary, but she likes... Imagine that she looks scary.
Yeah, and one of the guards gives you a look that says, "Aw, so adorable."
She ignores it and turns around and closes the door carefully. Then she walks to Silver Star's room to put her to bed.
She doesn't even notice as you put her to bed and tuck her in.
Is she fully asleep or is she still talking?
She's mumbling in her sleep.
Silver Star, do you want anything?
You don't get a coherent answer. She just keeps mumbling about gemstones and flying cars and nonsense.
Okay.
She's dreaming.
Yeah. Tries to secure the blanket like under the mattress in some way, so that it kind of, so she doesn't fall out, or less likely to fall out. Then she runs back to where Ivory Mist is in spider form and looks for Angel.
Ivory Mist in his spider form is sitting cross-legged with two legs crossed and the other four linked over his chest.
Hi, Ivory Mist. Have you learned your lesson?
He looks at you quite annoyed.
I don't know what to take from that.
And Ramo Sky is still missing. And Pixie Cotton.
Yeah, Angel is on Pixie Cotton, so I guess, if Rosalia doesn't see Angel Bunny, she will...
Oh, you do see Angel Bunny.
Okay, goes over and talks to him.
He comes stumbling through the door to the living room with his ears smoking, his fur a little singed, and falls over.
Angel, are you alright? Lays down on all the four just to get her head in the same height as Angel.
He very laboriously raises his head, looks you in the eye, ever so slightly shakes his head, and then smashes his face into the ground again.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Is there anyone she knows she can call right now?
You could call Discord. That's or what was his name? The dragon?
Yeah, the Guardian.
Chase is still now in the place as well.
Oh yes, right, Chase.
And Knight.
Yeah, you could call Chase or Knight or Discord.
Yeah, she's not very fond of Knight. Does she know if Pixie is fond of Knight?
Pixie Cotton might be very fond of Knight, yes.
Yeah. Calls for Knight.
How does she,
No! Help!
Midnight, night, blah, 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 blah. Night, appears by your side. Not exactly sure how, but she does.
Yay.
Groaning. Grabbing her ears.
Sorry.
Why did you do that?
Because Pixie Cotton has run away and I don't know where she is, and she has beaten up Angel, and Mom and Dad are in like some other dimension and something. Yeah, I know that you and Pixie Cotton are at least better friend than most. So could I ask if you could at least keep her safe and out of too much trouble?
You're asking
Me?
me
Yes, please.
to keep someone
guys.
out of trouble.
Please. I will give you all my for a whole year.
Alright. Where is she?
Thank you. I don't know. That's the problem. Maybe Angel know. Angel? Are you okay?
He raises his head, looking at you, and just faints again.
Well, there's no point in looking after him. We'll offer him for dinner later. Come on,
No.
sniff her out.
Thank you.
Night sniffs the ground. Sniffing
And
for
she
Pixie.
finds Pixie's scent mixed with that of Angel Bunny.
follows the scent to wherever it may lead.
Come on, this way. Seriously, have you not learned how to hunt yet?
I can find Kate in the forest.
When is there ever cake in the forest?
When Auntie Lupina takes me training. Before she goes, she puts Angel Bunny on a pillow at least.
Mm-hmm.
He's still
Yeah.
passed out.
Yeah. I had to learn advice from starvation.
Oof.
Now come on.
Okay, runs after.
As you follow the corridor, you see signs of destruction left and right.
Oh boy.
Looks like someone's had fun.
I thought she would learn after losing her precious plushie.
No one can stop that destructive pup.
You come across a piece, a suit of armor that was designed for a gorilla, and in the chest piece is the distinct indentation in the form of a bunny.
Ooh.
Oops, that doesn't look so good.
Yeah, it's alright. He's a fluffball. You'll see, we won't have much beat off him.
No, but he reminds me of Francis, so I kinda don't want him to die, you know?
Yeah.
In another wall that you come by is a wolf pup-shaped hole.
Oh, maybe the fur ball is not so weak after all. Not bad.
So should we go jump in there, or where does the...
Oh, is it a
No.
hole?
The scent does not lead through that hole.
Keeps following the scent. And slightly pulls at Rosalia's ear.
Come on.
Ow! Ow! I'm coming! No need to bite!
I only nipped ya.
Oh.
And you come across a crossing that once was a crossing, but now is only a big hole in the floor.
Oh boy.
She really does love explosions, doesn't she?
Yeah, I blame it on the hair. Her hair is an explosion. She likes explosions.
And the scent trail ends at a door. that has a little plaque on it that reads Pixie Cotton.
Huh, makes sense.
Yeah.
Knight pushes the door open. Pixie!
What is it?
You alright?
As you push the door open a bit wider, you see Pixie Cotton sitting in front of a little mirror, holding an ice pack to one of her eyes, and she looks a little bit disheveled. Do I look alright?
Knight runs over. Wow, that bunny really did get the drop on you. Nice explosion, though.
She looks at you, tilting her head, a little bit confused.
What?
What explosion are you talking about?
There's an explosion hole.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't?
No.
Don't tell me it was the rabbit.
It was the rabbit.
Maybe I should be taking demolition tips from him.
Rosalia walks over and looks at Pixie like, "Are you okay? Where did you go off to?"
I actually intended to raid the kitchen.
Ugh. Not a bad idea. Let's do it.
Got you. Help. Night.
What? Would you rather her fighting a maniac bunny and blowing up things, or would you rather her having her tummy filled?
Well, how about we don't raid the kitchen, but we take half a chicken or something and just eat in peace. We did have that agreement that you will get my whole year of desserts.
Yeah. We'll get to that later. But let's go raid the kitchen.
Midi.
I don't think we can anymore.
Why not?
That bunny deadlocked the kitchen.
Oh, I might have a solution. She walks a little away from them, and she gets in the stand, like when she is trying to do magic. Gets firmly into the ground and closes her eyes and imagine like the roasted chicken that was for dinner a few weeks ago.
And you create half a roasted chicken.
Yes! She opens her eyes and yay, it worked! Here you go! Looks very proud and wags.
Knight pouts. Not the same as reading.
Still gets the food, still have full tummy.
To be quite honest, I wouldn't want to raid anyhow. And then she points at a collar that she wears.
What's that?
Ask that damn bunny.
Oh.
I remember when Midnight put something like that on me. Well, mine was mainly just to make sure I didn't leave the cave.
Cave?
Before you lot were born, we lived in a nice den.
Why did you live in a cave then?
That's where wolves live. You don't honestly think all wolves live like this.
Gets a little bit embarrassed and kinda rubs one of her front paws with the other and just kinda.
Oh well. Come on, Pixie. Let's go do something fun. We'll keep out of trouble and won't blow anything up.
Thank you.
And we won't leave the house. Deal?
Thank you. Yep, that's a deal. And it kind of gives her a high five.
And Pixie mutters as she walks past you. I wouldn't be able to get into trouble even if I wanted to. Damn bunny.
And
I hope you
chases after her.
Yeah. Rosalia takes like a deep breath, like, okay, one more to go. And she runs back to Angel,
who is still knocked out.
Okay, you need help. Do they have like a first aid person thingy?
That technically was Angel Bunny.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Does she know where the dragon guard is?
I would conjure Discord. Discord's fun.
Let's just say the dragon is on vacation.
Oh. Discord!
And in a puff of cotton candy that flies everywhere, Discord appears, wearing a tuxedo and a monocle.
Looking stylish as always.
You have called, Miss Rosalia?
Yes, indeed I have. Thank you so much for the fast apply.
It is no problem.
I have two tiny stuff to ask. Angel Bunny is knocked out, and I don't know how to help him. Can you help him?
And Discord summons this big dentist-looking chair, straps Angel Bunny in, opens up his eyes, shines a light inside, opens up his mouth, shines a light inside, sticks his whole head through Angel Bunny's ears, and then looks at you and is like, well, I don't think this bunny needs much help.
So he's fine?
He will be in time, yes.
Oh, thank magic. I don't know what to say.
And then he snaps his fingers, turning into a doctor-looking Draconicus with a white lab coat and everything, and just says, but I prescribe no more battles with demigods for at least half a year.
Oh, that's quite a while. Could you send that message to Papa some way?
I will leave him a note.
Thank you.
And he disappears.
No,
after leaving you with a muffin.
Hey, muffin! Yum, 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 yum. After eating the muffin, she was like, "Oh no, I forgot. I need to find Ramos guy." And face palms. She stands down and tries to get the scent of him.
You can't. Your tracking abilities have not been trained well enough for that yet.
Discord!
And this time he appears in a bathtub, floating in midair.
Ah! Hides my face. Discord!
What?
I told you I needed 2 favors, and you just ran away.
Oh, okay. What is the other favor you wanted to ask of me?
I can't find Romo's guy anywhere. Could you bring him here or tell me where he is so I can find him myself?
He snaps his fingers, to which a very annoyed-looking Ramos guy suddenly bursts out of the tub, her fur wet, gasping for air.
There you are! What happened to you? Where did you go?
I simply went to the library.
Then why didn't you say so? I was worried. Super worried. You know I get worried when you guys just poof out of existence. Kinda.
I was just in the library reading something up, and the next thing I know, I'm under this guy's ass!
Discord.
He just shrugs.
Thank you very much for your help, Discord. You can go now. Thank you.
Discord and the tub disappear, but the water kind of falls down on both of you.
No! Shakes her fur.
So does Ramo Sky.
I'm very sorry, Ramo. You can go back. I'm very sorry. I just needed to know where you are, and the others kind of went out on a rampage, stuffy. So I'm sorry for misjudging you.
She goes ahead, puts her glasses back on. It's quite alright, but next time, please just check the library.
I will. Thank you.
And she walks off this time.
Aww.
Okay, short break. I'll be right back.
Da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Totoro, 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 totoro. Well, that was quite an adventure.
Mm-hmm. We've still got a little bit more to go. I might have to disappear relatively soon. So, well, maybe an hour from now. But I have just, if you want, apologies for the dinging. That was my family wondering if it was snowy here, and I can, even through the crack in my curtains, I can actually see snow. So we've got snow now.
No. That's nice.
You think so, but really it's annoying. You try walking in snow? You try doing anything in snow?
I live in Norway.
Point. Never mind.
Like, snow is more normal than sunny skies.
Yes, but I bet you're prepared for it there. Here, we know it's probably going to snow, but yeah, we're never prepared for it.
Yeah.
Though, I did not realize snow shovels could be used for so many other things. We've used it for quite a few different things. But a couple of years back, we had really bad snow. Like, actually having to get rid of the snow in our driveway snow. Normally you only get a few inches. This was nightmarish. And it was hilarious because people just trying to go anywhere was just nuts. And I remember one time we were helping, a guy came out to help us get out of the house. And his wife said, "Hon, dinner's ready." And he's like, "I'll be in a minute." And he turned to my father and went, "Dinner can wait." It was awesome. Just shoveling. Everyone put salt out, and just, like, me and my sister deliberately went out and helped people with cars.
That's nice of you.
To help. Well, worse conditions bring out the best in people, which is strange. Also, no AJ, you're not allowed visual stuff.
He's still going on about that?
No, but I didn't get a chance to say. So, no. And thank you, Chris, for backing me up. No. If we die, all our stuff goes to our children.
Yay! Tips on that.
You get nothing. Not my tail collection.
Tail?
Midnight has a collection of tails.
Okay.
To chew on. They make good chew toys. And not, what was it you wanted of visuals?
It said dips
wine
on the
collection. No, you're not getting his wine collection. That's going to
Lupina?
I don't know. Lupina. Yeah, let's go to. I'll go to Lupina.
Either her or I'm so What's her name?
Lilium?
Yeah, Lilium.
I know, Lupina
either
and
her
Lilium.
or Lupina are like, they like fine fancy wines for some reason.
I can imagine it, but I don't think Lilium would get the chance to, really.
Yeah, true. Poor girl.
She needs to drink coffee, not wine. Wine will make you sleepy. But Lupina certainly would have plenty of events. Snow is normal, and clear skies means it's going to be in the negatives. Yeah, that's the thing. It's something I notice about winter. In winter, if it is a clear sky, it is the coldest night. And you will have frost.
Yes.
And likely snow.
Yes.
If it's a cloudy night, you're less actually likely to get snow.
Unless you live in Norway.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're doomed. You're doomed either way.
Yeah.
But the thing is, as a geography A-level person, rain or snow happens when it's warm. It's like, what?
Anyhow, I'm back, guys.
Hello.
Yes. Let us continue.
We are moving back to midnight in a moment, unless Rosalia wanted to do something else.
Okay, she found him, so she has kinda control over all, or not control, but she knows where they are.
Yes.
So I guess she goes to check on Skystar? Starsky? Silver Star, sorry.
Silver Star, yes. She's still sleeping, but making motions in her sleep as if she's chasing something.
Okay, but she looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. Angel Bunny, where is he?
He is on a pillow in the living room, still knocked out.
Okay, does he has a sleeping room that I know of?
No. He has a room where he sleeps, but you do not know where.
Okay. I pick him up with the pillow and I put him on my bed.
Okay.
Just so he is safer. Then I don't know how to, like, she does, like, she tries to just trains her, like, the magic stuff, just trying to get to know more the feeling of it, and the blue stuff, yeah, just tries to train without actually doing anything. So you can flip over.
Okay. So we're flipping over to Lupina and Midnight. Lupina finally having cracked the terminal. And then she looks at Midnight and holds out a paw.
Huh?
The
Midnight
note.
looks... Oh, yes. Hands the note over. Sorry, I was daydreaming. I hope the pups are okay.
Don't worry. Rosalia seems to be the responsible one amongst your pups.
I wonder who she takes that from.
And then Lupina looks at the note, squints, then looks at you. Can you read that?
Midnight looks at it. Can I?
Give me a moment.
Midnight is concentrating hard on scripts. Terrible handwriting. she starts to wonder, has he been a doctor or something recently? Okay. Midnight looks between Lupina and the note. Do you want me to spell it or say it?
This thing does not send text messages.
Oh. I should have got him to tell me. Galark, Seark, 561.9075. I think.
Lupina raises an eyebrow.
What?
I cannot speak that.
I kind of want to teleport script here now. But that would be a bad idea.
Very much so. So try again.
Any hints, love?
The last word there would be pronounced Hrjirk.
Okay. Did I say the other bit right?
Galarak Sarak 561.9075 Hrjirk.
Is this Klingon?
No.
Okay. Galach. Siak. 561.9075. Herjlik.
Well, I suppose this will have to do. And she presses send. And a few moments later, the terminal starts beeping, indicating that a response has been received.
Open it.
It opens up to an image of War Script, or Scar as you call him. In the background you see his ponies and wolves and like his crew cleaning up the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
As he looks very exasperated.
Mm-hmm.
And tells you, okay, Midnight was your name? Never, ever again try to speak gobbledygook.
That bad, huh?
You insulted my mother.
Midnight sort of avoids looking at him. Sorry. Wait, you don't have a mother!
He just raises an eyebrow at you. How do you know?
Well, now I'm confused. Anyway, so, hi, we're here. How do we want to meet?
We are tracking your signal right now. You're not too far from where we are.
Well, that's at least something.
But am I reading this right? You have Empress Lupina with you?
This is our Lupina.
He raises an eyebrow.
What?
Where's the difference?
Not much, but other than she finds it an insult, being one of herselves being what's the word? Controlled. So kind of on your side for once.
He looks unconvinced.
Really?
He sighs. Okay, look. We really need your help. And I guess if you say she's okay, I will have to take your word for it.
Well, I'm glad you trust me, even though we barely talk to each other.
He raises an eyebrow again. Oh, I wouldn't go so far as to say that I trust you. I need your help, that is all.
Fair enough.
Alright, we should be there in... And he checks over with one of his officers. Half an hour.
Okay then. Just saying, we're not exactly... You might get attacked if you come too close.
Oh, don't worry, I know. Listening Outpost 45B. We've known about this one for years, feeding them false information and that.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
And the connection closes.
Midnight frowns. I was going to ask how are we going to leave without killing everyone, but now I have a feeling he doesn't care.
Lupina looks at you. Would it surprise you if he didn't care?
No. War is war, if anything, I've seen it.
You hear footfalls from the direction of the door.
Midnight gets up. Maybe, turn that console off now.
She switches to another program, which is basically a version of Pong. And starts playing the game.
Midnight frowns. Really? Come on, let's get back to the others.
What do you think is more suspicious? Us leaving here, or the Empress enjoying a little bit of downtime?
Point. Sits down beside you. Beside her. I bet I could beat you on that thing anyway.
Lupina just raises an eyebrow and shakes her head. And through the door to the communication center steps a very young-looking female wolf wearing a black uniform and levitating a few documents all around her, switching them out in front of her while she signs them.
Midnight sort of looks over at her nonchalantly. Not saying anything.
The wolf doesn't notice you until she's almost past you. Then suddenly stops, dead in her tracks, tail going up into the air, ears perking up, and her eyes go wide as they can go. She drops all of her documents and slowly, very slowly, turns her head towards the two of you. The look of pure shock evident on her face.
Midnight hides a smirk. Again, saying nothing, merely just sits there. Slightly wanting to help her pick up stuff, but doesn't move.
Lupina just looks over the edge of the terminal without stopping to play her game. Is anything the matter, Corporal? And the wolf just immediately turns around to face Lupina, salutes, and says, "Sir, no, sir!"
Midnight can't help but smirk at that.
So, why are you still here? I ordered everyone to leave this sector of the base. I was in the archives. I didn't hear about that order.
And then she, as quickly as she can, picks up her documents with her magic without breaking her at attention stance.
Well, you've heard about it now.
And the corporal just looks at Lupina, looks at you, and you can actually see a little bit of sweat matting her fur. And Lupina just almost unnoticeably, like, nods her head towards the door and says,
Corporal, you are disturbing my groove.
And the corporal immediately scampers as fast as she can go.
The minute she is out the door, Midnight bursts out laughing. Okay, that was funny.
Oh, genius.
If you just knew with how many stubborn military personnel I had to deal with in my time.
Hey, I have no doubt about it. I had to resist the urge to help her pick up the stuff.
Well...
And she goes back to her game.
Really?
What? Yeah. I've almost won.
Fine.
And a few seconds later you hear a dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee sound from the console.
Finished.
Was level 1, yes.
Do I need to drag you back to the others?
She just frowns and says, Fine. But I'm taking this with me.
And then she presses a paw against a button on the side of the terminal and ejects a data tape.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Maybe you can build something back in our place, which it'll work on.
She smirks and tells you that
oh, I'm pretty sure you would find the contents of this tape very boring.
Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with the Pong game, is it?
Maybe, maybe not. You will have to find out eventually.
Mm-hmm. Just promise me once you've got it working that we get to have a bit of a tournament.
She chuckles and puts the tape under the breastplate of her armor. And moves out of the room back to where Script, Morphus, and Elysium are still waiting.
Follows.
And yeah, you decide to, or Script suggests to go to a warehouse at the edge of the base and wait for the pickup there.
Midnight nods. Yep, that's a good idea. Because we kinda, need to be careful. Also, Han, what did I actually say in was I supposed to say in gibberish?
In gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook, whatever.
what you were supposed to say was, we are here, then our space-time coordinates, and pick up, please.
Ah, okay. That's not what I said.
He frowns, then looks at Lupina, who repeats what you said to him. And he just looks at you, and his jaw drops.
Hey, in my defense, I never thought I'd have to speak it. I thought it would just be a send a message. Type it, not say it. And you never told me how to say it.
Fair enough, but still, love, that's below the belt, really.
Oh, come now, you don't. Neither of you have a mother.
Well, we might not have. We don't know how the beings in this world were created.
Huh. I'd never actually thought it would be different, but okay. Now come on. Looks at the map. It's over this way, right? Points at it.
Yes. And you go to the warehouse and hide there. Or get out of the cold. And since it seems to be a food warehouse, the place is actually not too cold.
Midnight can't help but grab some meat.
There are boxes and boxes of cans.
Takes a look at the cans then. Canned meat? Really?
The cans that you picked up has an image of a griffin on it.
Ugh, and griffin meat.
You see that there are also ones with zebra, pony, even one with Draconicus on it.
How's that possible?
Lupina moves over and looks at them.
Not impossible, but I personally don't like the taste.
Midnight smirks. Really? I quite like the taste.
You really like the taste of a Draconicus?
Midnight shrugs. Yeah. I don't know why, but it tastes kind of like chocolate milk to me. A weird flavor of chocolate milk, but a nice flavor of chocolate milk.
She goes like,
Bleh.
Please. He gives me his tail all the time.
She looks over at Script and smirks.
Midnight frowns. Wait, why are you smirking? Looks at Script. What?
And Script just rolls his eyes.
What?
I think you two will discuss this in private later.
I have a bad feeling about this.
So anything else you want to look at in the storehouse?
Yeah, it just keeps looking around, seeing what food there is.
You find dried meat, canned meat, frozen meat, a few cans of peaches, oranges, even lettuce. And one that is inexplicably filled with bite-sized stones.
Midnight raises an eyebrow at the stones. Stones?
Lupina moves over, looking at them, while Elysium, Morphus, and Script, in the back, are feasting on the vegetarian options.
Oh, those. Yeah. Most carnivores can actually digest a meat-only diet, but I know of some in my people who have trouble doing so.
So?
So they swallow these stones to grind up the meat inside their stomachs.
That works?
It does.
Huh.
Though, mind you, they have to puke them out every 48 hours.
Makes sense. Grabs some... Was there any... You said frozen meat?
Mm-hmm.
Grabs one of the frozen meats and walks over to Morphus. Hey, Morphus! Can you become a fire person for me, please? And draw this out, please? Not fire person. Whatever that was that you were before that was basically a fire demon.
A salamander.
Yes.
Do you want to use me as a barbecue, Midnight?
Oh, please. You'd love the idea.
He turns into a salamander and breathes fire onto the meat that you're holding.
Quickly, let's go, and puts my paw in snow. If there's any inside. I don't know there will be, but... Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And, well, then waves my paw about. Hey, wait until I let go first!
Well, I hope you like your meat well done.
And as the fire subsides, you see that the meat is now slightly charred at the edges, but actually well done.
Yeah. I like cooked meat too. And Midnight digs in. And looks at Lupina. Want some?
She looks at you a little bit in disgust and shakes her head.
Midnight finishes and sits down and crosses her paws, looking angry. What?
Really?
I repeat. What?
Ancestral meat?
Thestral?
Yes.
Huh. What's a thestral?
A bad pony.
A bat pony? Oh, sorry. Oh, that explains the weird taste. I just grabbed the first thing I could see.
Yeah, bat pony meat or ancestral meat does not spoil.
Interesting. Again, explains a very weird taste.
Which is one of the reasons why it is very popular as a military ration. However, it is also very distasteful.
Midnight smirks. You're forgetting, Lupina. For years I scavenged on very, very bad stuff. Tasting stuff. Most things don't turn me anymore.
I will try to keep this in mind from now on. Also, just saying, don't eat any more of that.
Why?
It turns my stomach to see it.
Okay then.
You hear the sound of shouting and gunfire outside.
I hate war.
There are screams, growls, howls, and explosions following the ruckus.
I would say go out there and just end it with Lupina, but I have a feeling we don't want any chance of them sending back to headquarters that their Empress was attacking them.
Before you know it, all 5 of you are suddenly standing in another location.
Midnight looks around. Wait, what?
And Scar stands behind a console with two armed Lupine Arcane who are aiming their weapons at Lupina.
Midnight gives Scar a look. Really, Scar? Come on.
Scar?
I have to tell you two apart somehow.
The two scripts look at each other and both simultaneously shrug.
Okay, that's gonna get creepy.
Script just moves forward. No one is trying to, stop him.
Mm.
And Elysium and Morphus, who has now again taken the form of a black stallion, follow him off the transport platform, the Transmat platform, and are escorted out of the room by a security pony. Lupina just stands there, unmoving.
Look, I understand Midnight takes one slight step forward. Look, I understand the security. I do. But could they stop pointing them at her?
No.
Wow, your butt really was hurt. Am I gonna get the same treatment?
We'll have to see about that. Lupina just puts a paw on your shoulder and shakes her head.
Alright, well, shall we go and plan the destruction of the Fifth? Maybe catch us up on what's been happening?
You two, and the two security ponies that have been aiming their guns at Lupina, one of them now trains his gun on you. Please follow my officers.
Understood.
And they march you to the brig. Both of you.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Ouch, love.
I didn't say that any louder than the other one, but okay.
Lupine Arcane.
I should transfer myself into a pony.
But yeah. Scar personally activates the force fields to keep you both in. Then looks at both of you in turn. And his expression softens a little bit. Look, he says. Please don't take this personally, okay? But while I might be willing to put my life on the line by asking for your help, my crew would very likely try something if I let you roam about the ship freely. Many of them have lost friends and loved ones to this world's counterparts of you.
I'm not Lily.
I know that. They may know it in their heads, but not in their hearts. And hurting you would be the next best thing to getting back at those who have slaughtered their families. So this is as much for your safety as it is for mine.
Understood. Though how exactly are we supposed to plan and figure and actually try and help you if we're locked up?
He points at a display in the wall. Conference call.
So it begins all over again.
What do you mean?
Midnight sighs as she looks at him, sadly. I was once a pony. I was transformed into this and rejected by every single creature that I came across. It's only been in the last few hundred years that it's only been in the last couple of years that I've discovered what I am now. And started to be accepted by people and ponies. And now it begins again. I'm sorry, but it's just flashbacks.
He looks at you a bit sadly. I know the feeling, but there's nothing I can do.
Understood.
And he walks off.
Midnight slightly hits a wall with a paw. Damn it.
You hear a sizzling sound from the cell next to you.
Can we see through it? Can we see who's in the second?
You are in one cell and Lupina is in the one next to you.
Oh, okay, I thought we were in the same one.
Mm-mm.
What is it, Lupina? You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright.
And the sizzling sound intensifies.
What are you doing?
Amusing myself.
Ow.
And suddenly she pokes her head around the corner, looking into your cell.
Wait, how'd you do that?
Do you really think that these force fields could stop me?
Could they stop me? Pokes the voice field.
Your paw gets slightly singed.
Never mind. Lupina, please just stay in the cell. We don't need more complications.
She looks at you with a deadpan expression and tells you that she doesn't like to be locked up.
I know that. But what can we do? We need their trust. Otherwise, they might try and kill us. And then the whole point of us being here will have failed.
Lupina just raises an eyebrow, walks over to a bench that is in the corner, and lays down on it, stretching out.
Look, I promise you I won't leave this room without his permission. But I just don't want a force field between me and freedom.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Oh, and besides, if you wanted to get out, don't use your paw, but use your claw.
Huh. That actually makes more sense.
She waves it off and rests her head on her paws.
Alright, but don't blame me if they fire at you. If they come in here and see you sitting there.
I pose no threat as I am right now.
Promise me you won't hurt them?
She opens one eye, looking at you.
I promise you that I will not hurt them much.
You're a nightmare sometimes, you know that?
Thank you.
Fine then. You're a delight then.
She frowns.
Gotcha.
The screen in your cell activates, showing a conference room with Elysium, Morphus, Scar, and Script sitting at a table.
Yo!
You see Scar kind of moving around his head in front of the camera. Where's Lupina?
Lily!
Lupina pokes her head through the force field of your cell.
There.
And Scar just face hoofs.
Hey, you should know. You know what your Lupina was like. Did you really think that would stop her?
I at least hoped so.
Calm down. She's not leave. She's promised me she won't leave this room without your permission. So just tell your buddies to stay outside the door.
Don't worry, they already have orders not to go in there without me.
Good. So, Midnight gives Script a loving smile. Hope your quarters are a bit better than ours. Hey, honey?
I haven't seen mine yet, so we'll have to see about that.
Fair enough.
And Scar clears his throat.
Can we maybe get back on the subject?
Sorry for checking in with my hubby. What's up? Let's see what the plan is.
Okay. Here's the current situation.
And he summons up a hologram in the middle of the table.
Hmm?
Showing a map of all known systems. Roughly half of it is black, while the other half is red.
Hmm?
This red half here, that's us.
Okay.
The black half is what the Lupine Arcanae are still able to hold.
Okay.
Quite a few of them have defected to our side in the last few months.
Do they know that Lupina is being controlled?
I do not think so, but they tell me that their empress is behaving dishonorable.
That sounds about right.
However, we are in a bit of a pinch. The Empire, of course, has more forces than us.
Hmm.
And more resources.
Yeah.
What we need to do is one precise surgical strike.
Against his fifth.
Exactly. Either free the Empress or kill her. That's our goal.
Midnight looks at Lupina a little to see her reaction.
Lupina looks kind of shocked, but also thrilled.
Midnight's a little confused at that, but doesn't ask. Although I agree with those options. There's only really two. So, what plan do you have to get us all in there? The only reason we defeated our fifth was because they gave their abilities to me, all their abilities to me, and we fought one-on-one.
Well, I think that is where your Lupina might come in useful.
And he summons up another hologram. One that you have actually seen before.
Hmm?
Of a ginormous battleship.
That's her ship.
No, it isn't.
Which one is it? Oh, wait, is that the one?
This is the ship that Empress Lupina let her royal yachts build for her beloved daughter Lily.
Yeah, wait, I remember that. She showed it to me.
This ship is still in dry dock and has not been used.
Okay.
Then he summons up a second hologram of a ship that is approximately the same size, but looks a little bit different. This is the Empress's flagship.
Okay.
The ship she built for her daughter is the only one that would be able to be a match for it.
So we need her daughter's ship. Okay. Midnight's ears droop. Wait, am I gonna have to pretend to be Lily again?
I don't see another option.
Oh, pony feathers.
At least until you have secured the ship. Afterwards, my people can come in and kill the rest of the crew.
I hate pretending to be her. Alright, yeah. Okay, and wait, how is Lupina supposed to get into this? Words.
If you were to fail to defeat the Empress's flagship, we will have to inject her into the flagship by using maybe unconventional means, but means that would work.
Unconventional?
He looks a little bit uncomfortable. Stuff her into a missile casing and hope that the missile hits.
Midnight face pause. That doesn't sound like a for sure win. At all.
It would be the best shot we had.
Then I better destroy the ship.
I personally... Lupina chimes in. I would prefer the second option.
Midnight turns to look. Really? You're that desperate?
She tilts her head. Who do you call desperate?
The one deliberately trying to get herself killed.
How would I get myself killed?
I don't know. By going up against the fist yourself? Who most for certainly has your abilities. I don't know whether or not he will have killed the others, but the likelihood is high.
I can deal with my own abilities, and I think I've proven that I can fight enemies who have magic.
Pups don't count.
I meant the alicorn.
Oh. Not fair enough.
And differently from that time, I actually do have my armor.
True. Still, I don't like putting people in danger just because.
She smirks at you. You would not put me in danger. I do it myself.
And who's gonna run your kingdom if you die?
Lily.
She's off dimension hopping. She has no clue what's going on.
Script will inform her. Or would you like to go up against him?
Hell no. If I remember correctly, it was you guys who said that that he will pick you off one by one, and that's what he does in every single dimension.
Yes, but in this one he made a mistake.
By getting you?
Exactly. He now has physical form.
Midnight blinks. Oh yeah. One of the hardest things for me to do was to get him in physical form.
He now has a body.
Which can be killed.
Exactly.
But won't he just ooze back out?
No. Not after this long of time.
Midnight looks at Scar. So, I'm guessing we still need the ship, right? Either way.
Oh yes, this vessel is not up for that task. The Empress's flagship would just blast us out of the sky.
Fair enough. Alright, fine. I'll do it.
You will not do it alone, Elysium says.
Hmm?
And then Morphus does the widest grin that he can without actually splitting his head in half.
No. You're not. No. Hell no. Turn Script into a wolf, not him.
Script raises an eyebrow, takes out a little case, takes out a gem, swallows it, and starts turning into a Lupine Arcane.
Yes, send him. Not him. Marcus, no.
Then he hands one of the gems to Elysium.
Wait, you're all coming?
Did you really think we would just let you go?
I don't know. I've been kind of doing a lot of stuff on my own.
Lupina tilts her head. And I'm not present, am I?
Midnight smirks. Not what I meant. Just usually I'm the one making the decisions on everything. I'm not used to people saying, "Yep, we're coming with you."
And then Morphus turns into this big, muscular Lupine Arcane that barely fits in his seat. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Suddenly your microphone sounds a lot clearer.
Oh. I have no idea why. I did just turn off my heater.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Midnight smirks and then looks at Scar. You coming too?
No way.
Fair enough.
You're forgetting that if he gets me, this universe is done for.
I know. Nah, I still wish our magic worked.
That can be arranged.
Yes? Oh yes, you guys...
Yes.
Lupina mentioned something about harmonizing gems?
Yes. Harmonizers. All of us guardians of fate can create them for visitors from other worlds.
Huh. Makes sense.
Do you want a harmonizer?
Preferably, yeah, rather than me, accidentally causing a giant pizza to appear or, splitting your thing in half. Sorry about that again.
He waves a hoof. Don't mention it, and I mean don't mention it. He waves one of his hoofs, and you suddenly feel a stinging pain in your chest.
Ah! Looks down.
And you see a trickle of blood running down your fur. And in the middle of your chest, there is a gem that has embedded itself in your flesh.
You couldn't just give me an earring?
Lupina taps you on the shoulder and shakes her head.
Oh, okay.
Then, suddenly, Morphus appears next to you. Like, right next to you.
Jumps away. Morphus, don't do that!
Oh, come on! We can finally use our powers again. Do you have any idea how boring it is if you can only shapeshift?
Honestly, I think you could do the best jokes if you could only shapeshift.
He taps his chin. Nah, my best joke is standing right in front of me.
Hey!
Admit it, you've got such a laugh since I turned you.
Midnight just looks at Scar.
Do we really need him? Can I please kill him?
And he chuckles and is like, yes, I'm afraid we will need him.
Damn it.
Well, I guess you better tell your crew that they're gonna have to get used to some wolves being on board.
There are already some wolves on board. But those are wolves who have defected, and even those had to go through, let's just say, a lot of interrogation.
Fair enough.
Shall we call it a quits here?
Yeah, good idea. I'll have to have dinner soon.
That's what I thought. Chris, you still there?
Of course I am.
Had fun?
Yes, really much fun, and I was quite surprised that... I'm not surprised that Angel was able to do what he did, but I'm quite surprised that she was just, like, irritated, calmly irritated. Pixie.
Yeah, the thing is, the collar Angel put on her is sealing her powers.
Oh. That explains it.
I was kind of expecting you to ask when she was going past you and was like, damn bunny. To ask what he had done and what the collar meant and whatever, but you never asked, so...
Nope. She is basically more like, she's worried about everyone because she doesn't want anything else bad to happen to them. So that's why she panicked a little bit. So instead of checking the library like she normally would, she just safeguard. Help!
Yeah. And then Discord summoned poor Ramo Sky under his ass.
Oof. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Midnight is not happy, by the way, at all.
Why?
Well, being treated like a criminal when she's come to save them is not exactly what she was expecting.
What do you expect? A red carpet?
No!
You were the one who released the fifth by accident.
Yeah, by accident. Reason why she's there. She could have very easily have said no.
Guess so.
Otherwise, she had no worry. She didn't, like, it's not like the fifth was going to go and teleport to her dimension. At least she doesn't really have that fear. She's got more of a fear now, because if the fifth doesn't get destroyed and realizes, hey, this is that wolf I sent home, then he could easily try and take revenge by going to their dimension.
True.
Also, does Scar Guy realize that Midnight and Script are in a relationship?
He does, and he finds it very weird.
Fair enough. Also, is there a Midnight in this dimension?
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to meet her?
Maybe.
Is she a wolf or is she a pony?
She's a pony.
Okay, cool. This is going to be interesting.
I don't like that new from your visual.
It's like, it might be. Might not be. Might be. It might not be.
Might be chaos. Might be going okay. Might be chaos.
You must remember that ponies are a slave race in the Lupine Empire.
Oh, yeah.
And partially even used as food.
I'm not gonna have to eat myself, am I?
Hey, that's actually a great idea.
No!
No.
Yeah.
Bad Papa.
You do that and I'm gonna deliberately fail the mission.
Sure, do that.
And cause everyone to die so we can never do this again.
You're gonna
Go
make us
ahead.
orphans?
The first 5 grew up as orphans. They turned out okay.
Did they?
Relatively.
Lovely.
I'm sure you'll be raised right with Angel Bunny.
Yeah. Just he might need some support. Now that
From Discord!
Discord.
But seriously, that you promised Knight your desserts for a whole year.
Yes, because she is, like, as far as I know, they two kinda, like, doesn't get along very well, but she knows that she likes sweet stuff and desserts. And even though Rosalia also likes it, she likes her sibling more.
Makes sense.
Yes, so prioritizing.
Such sweet love between sisters.
Anyway. Shall we finish up?
Ah, yes, there was something. I knew there was something. I'm kind of leaning back here right now, relaxing, because I didn't get a nap yet today. Yeah. So, everyone, actually, I should maybe look at the chat. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the chat, or let us know in the chat.
If you all enjoyed it.
And what was your favorite part?
Sure, why not?
Exactly, let us know what your favorite part was.
Like walking potatoes or one-legged dinosaurs.
That was in the last episode.
Yeah, I know.
Or Rosalia trading all of her desserts. Or Silver Star drunkenly dancing on a table.
Or the poor guards getting waked up by a screaming Rosalia.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe a bloodied, mangled wolf landing in the snow in front of midnight.
Or I'm trying to think.
Discord?
Or just a disgust on Lubuna's face as Midnight eats stuff. You eat that stuff? Yes. Are you too refined for it?
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Anyway.
You're just gonna love those sessions. Yeah, anyhow. Let us know in the comments or in the chat, because the chat will actually be archived.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, don't forget that we do have a Teespring store linked in the description of this video.
Mm-hmm.
Very awesome
and
stuff.
our
Check it out.
Patreons as well.
And that there's also a link to join us on the Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
Join us, join us, join us.
Join us.
Join us, join us.
Join us. And yeah, just hope you enjoyed this, had a few laughs maybe, and see you guys in the next one.
Keep watching that moon.
Ow!